My name is Hugh Holland. I'm the curator of the Davy Portrait Awards, and the awards is a competition which is open to all artists living in or from the island of Ireland. Obviously the exhibition has been initiated by Davy, a stockbroking company here based in Belfast, and they, along with Art and Business, decided to look at a particular genre within the visual arts that maybe isn't given the profile that other media are given within the visual arts. So they decided on portraiture. I mean, what the awards are about is about showing the range of different practices within portraiture. And this year the recipient was Belfast-based artist Ian Cumberland. And when the judges come to select, they look at very different sort of approaches technically, but also in terms of subjects. So you have self-portrait, but also you have the usual commission portrait as well. Ian's obviously is a self-portrait. I have a particular preference for something which is a little looser, less sort of whilst I kind of understand and appreciate the technical difficulty of producing something like Ian's. In a way, sometimes I also enjoy looking at the works that are a little freer. I like the portrait by Neil Shawcross of Camille Château, who is an artist based in Ireland. It's just, for me, it captures a little bit of the personality of that relationship between the artist and the sitter has to be made visible as well. Which I appreciate when you are the subject of the work yourself. That is a tremendous challenge for you. How do you actually physically represent yourself in a portrait? What are you making visible to the viewer? So there is a difficulty there, but then also when the artist is making a portrait of someone other than themselves, I think that relationship must be evident as well, that trust that is there between the artist and the sitter, and that clearly is there with this work with Neil. I think the show is well balanced, and we show a range of different disciplines, and we try to make that relationship visible. You can point to lots of different works, I think, that gives something else, that either here we have two portraits sitting alongside each other, one with a very stark, strong background, isolated figure, and then another which is very different in terms of technically how the artist has rendered the painting. The subject is done in a very thick and pastel paint, and almost having to get some distance away before you start to actually see the figure within that. And again, that's something which interests me. That's almost sort of a work that's like Arbach or someone like that, who I really admire and like. And the intention is that within the genre of portraiture there are works that are really current and contemporary, but there are works then that draw on the history of portraiture. Very much the traditional portrait in some respects, and he's drawing on this experience that within the history and tradition of Florentine painting is introducing something like this. So there is something which is both contemporary about it, but also draws on that historical context as well. This is an artist actually who was also in the exhibition last year with the painting of Nell McCafferty. He's done a series of works where there's trust between the artist and the sitter in this relationship has to be all the more because you are quite literally exposed. He's done a series where he's looking at the process of aging. So this lady, Helen, posed and was quite happy to pose, and her family are quite happy with the results, and she is 94 years old. So what interests me as well is that the idea of the subject ought not to be this static person. This, in a way, can be seen in a way which is slightly different than what you imagine. There's another one with a very sort of this artist's work where the child is wearing a very visible sort of brace, one of those large braces that extend outside of the mouth. So it's not our perceived notion of what portraiture is. It's something more than just somebody who's retiring from business and somebody going to end up in a boardroom wall or something like that. I think it's testament to the quality of the work that's happening out there, you know, and the number of artists that responded to Davy's invitation is testament to just how important or how significant an award of this type is, and Davy and Arts and Business ought to be commended for maybe looking at something which may seem to be slightly unfashionable, but in actual fact this exhibition receives a great deal of attention and a lot of visitors. I mean, if you think about when we ourselves visit a gallery, you know, national galleries, whether it be in Ireland or abroad, you spend so much more time looking at the works that are paintings of people